The world is always noisy, people fighting for attention, social media filled with fake images. But what's the truth? The truth is the more you open your life up for display, the more people find a way to drag you down. There's something strangely powerful about disappearing, an undeniable power, a silent power that transforms at the core. When you close the door to the world, when you refuse to showcase your achievements, when you decide to work in the shadows, that's when the magic begins. No more feeling like you need to explain. No more need for validation. No more pressure to prove. You begin to work for yourself. You focus with an unwavering intensity. You build in silence. Great people aren't born great. They forge themselves in darkness. They work when no one is watching. They improve when no one is paying attention. And then one day, they emerge, completely transformed. That's the power of deliberate disappearance. How has today's world programmed us? It teaches us to constantly update, constantly share, constantly seek validation. But what's the truth? The truth is that the deepest transformation happens in silence. Look at nature. The butterfly doesn't transform in front of an audience. It cocoons itself. It disappears. It undergoes a complete metamorphosis. And only when it's ready does it reappear, completely unrecognizable. That's the pattern of greatness. When you disappear, what do? You practice discipline. You cut out the noise. You refuse distraction. You set clear goals and you pursue them with iron focus. No announcements. No showing off. No need for approval. There are 3 rules when disappearing to transform yourself. Rule number 1, shut your mouth. Don't talk about your plans. Don't reveal your ambitions. Don't share your journey. Every time you speak about your goals, you reduce your chances of achieving them by 5%. Keep silent. Work in stillness. Rule number 2, only care what you think. Not your mother, not your friends, not your colleagues, just you. Create a clear image of the person you want to become, and each day ask only one question. Did I make that person proud today? Rule number 3, hide your progress. Don't show off your improved physique. Don't flaunt your new wealth. Don't showcase your new skills. Just keep growing, keep building, keep refining. Real progress doesn't need an audience. I know this sounds counterintuitive. Naturally, we want recognition. Naturally, we want to share our successes. Naturally, we seek validation from others. But look around you. Look at the people constantly updating every detail of their lives. What do they achieve? Mostly fleeting attention, shallow recognition, empty praise. Meanwhile, the people who are truly changing the world, what are they doing? They're working, they're building, they're creating, and they're doing all of it in silence, until their work can no longer be ignored. There's something powerfully strange about reappearing after you've disappeared. Not to prove anything to anyone, but simply because you're no longer the person you used to be. During your time of disappearance, something magical happens. You don't just develop skills. You don't just achieve goals. You develop something far more precious, absolute inner peace. Because when there's no one to impress, no one to please, no one to prove your worth to, you're finally free. Free to create, free to fail, free to experiment, free to become the most authentic version of yourself. And here's the most important thing. When you focus on yourself in the shadows, You learn the most important truth. The only opinion that matters is yours, not theirs, yours. The noise will always exist. Critics will always exist. Doubters will always exist. But true success isn't about silencing them. It's about making them irrelevant. Every great person in history had a period of disappearance, a period where they withdrew inward, a period where they said no to everything and everyone not relevant to their mission, a period where they dedicated all their energy and focus to building something meaningful. They understood that not everyone deserves access to their energy. Not everyone deserves to know their plans. Not everyone deserves to witness their process. Set boundaries, become mysterious, work in the shadows, and when you return, let your work speak for you. Our world is obsessed with instant gratification. We want immediate recognition for even the smallest achievements. But real achievements, life-changing achievements, don't come overnight. They take time. They take dedication. They take patience. And above all, they take unwavering focus. When you disappear, you tell the universe, I'm serious about this. When you refuse to share every small step along the way, you say, I'm not here for attention. I'm here to make an impact. Purposeful disappearance isn't about hiding. It's about focusing. It's not about isolation. It's about protecting your energy. It's not about retreat. It's about preparation. People will wonder where you've gone. People will be curious about what you're doing. People will feel left behind. Let them wonder. Let them be curious. Let them feel left behind. You're building something more important than their attention. You're building a new version of yourself. One that will later amaze them, not with words, but with actions. Not with promises, but with results. When you disappear and focus on yourself, you change your relationship with time. You're no longer obsessed with what others are doing. You no longer compare your journey to theirs. You no longer let your energy be dispersed by irrelevant things. Instead, you measure your progress against yourself from yesterday. You focus on improving 1% each day. You dedicate all your time and energy to your mission. And that is the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Many won't understand. They'll call you arrogant. They'll say you've changed. They'll complain that you're not the same anymore. And they're right. You have changed. You have grown. You have evolved. While they're busy seeking attention, you're seeking progress. While they're busy maintaining appearances, you're busy building substance. While they're busy talking about what they will do, you're silently doing. And one day, when you're ready, when your work has been perfected, when your self has been transformed, you will reappear. Not with boasts, not with loud declarations, but with the quiet strength of someone who has done the work. Someone who doesn't need external validation. Someone who doesn't need crowd approval. Someone who knows their worth, isn't dependent on what others think. Be brave enough to disappear. Be brave enough to say no. Be brave enough to close the door to the world so you can open the door to your true self. Focus with an intensity that scares others. Build in silence with a determination that makes others doubt. And when you return, they won't recognize you. Not because your appearance has changed, although it might have, but because your essence has changed. Your core has been transformed. Your soul has been forged. In a noisy world, purposeful silence is a superpower. In a culture of showing off, Mysteriousness is an advantage. In an age of constant distraction, deep focus is a secret weapon. Focus on yourself. Disappear until you have results. Not to prove to others, but to prove to yourself. Because in the end, that's all that truly matters. When you're strong enough to stand alone, you're strong enough to stand against anything. When you're focused enough to complete the work in darkness, you're focused enough to maintain success under the spotlight. When you're patient enough to wait for the right moment, you're patient enough to build a lasting legacy. So, disappear, focus, build, and when you return, the world will have no choice but to take notice. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it.